Got to keep the place neat and tidy.
Yeah, well done.
Welcome to the monthly meeting. Go easy on me, it's my first one. Okay, so for those who don't know me, I'm Simon. At the AGM, of course, last month, I became the president. And as long as I do a good enough job, I'll be president for the next 12 months until the next AGM, and then we'll see how we go from there. Okay, do we have any visitors? Can we have the visitors upstanding, please? Can we just have your name and what you drive, please?
Peter Harcourt. I drive a 2005 Land Cruiser Ute, bit of a workhorse.
That's a 79 series?
Yeah.
79 series. Welcome.
Michael, I drive a Ford Ranger 2021.
Welcome, Michael. Ford Ranger, everyone. Beautiful. We've got quite a few of those in the club. Okay, so tonight, just like previous meetings, we're running a hybrid meeting. So primarily here, of course, at Mulgrave Country Club. We're also on Zoom and we're also broadcasting onto Facebook. So we'll move on with the President's Report. I assume everyone had a bit of a look in the magazine. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank the previous committee and those who moved over from the previous committee to the current committee. Thank you for your efforts over COVID. It was a harrowing time for many, not only on the committee. I mean, cabin fever set in with a lot of people, of course, being bunched up, and especially those in Metro Melbourne being locked down fairly severely. I know I was right in the thick of it, going no longer than 5K from home. And people like my wife doesn't work, so her movements were very restricted, unlike me, who was out working every single day. So they did a gallant effort. We didn't miss a single meeting. Okay. Now I've spoken to other clubs around the traps, and they miss one or two here or there. So I think that's a testament to not only our club's resolve, but our IT team who stand behind us, of course, that they were able to implement. Okay. That they were able to implement that so quickly with next to no experience in online broadcasting in such a short period of time, which is a real credit to them. So thanks, guys. Now, we have something really good coming up, and that is Trevor Ryan. Trevor Ryan, you might know Trevor Ryan from Dirt Road 4x4. I'm pronouncing that correctly, aren't I, mate? He's got a fantastic YouTube channel, which I subscribe to, he and his lovely wife, and it's really good. Now, he's going to tell you all about his OBD2 readers. Now, I think these things are just about mandatory for modern cars. I've, as Trevor comes up here, I'll tell you a couple of little experiences of mine. Up in Robe, the beach, we had a Nissan Navara that was stuck in low range. The only way we could get out of low range was an OBD2 reader to cancel the codes. Another experience, we've had a number on DA as well, and I also came across a guy in Dargo, and he recognised me from somewhere or other, and he said, "Mate, can you help me when my 200 is stuck in low range, center diff's locked on?" I said, "Well, that's all right. You're in Dargo, mate. There's plenty of hills up around here." But he said he wanted to go home at some stage. So again, an OBD2 reader to the rescue. We managed to reset the trouble code, get it out of low range, and get him running again so we could actually run the thing home without putting it onto the back of a tow truck. So OBD2 readers, if you've got a modern car, definitely something you want to look at. So I'll hand you over to Trevor now, and he'll tell you all about his product.
Hello, everybody. How are you going? It's good. As Simon said, my name is Trevor Ryan. I'm a four-wheel drive clubby, just like you. I'm in the Werribee four-wheel drive club. I was the president 3 times over there. I'm the current trip coordinator and worked in the four-wheel drive industry for the last 20 years. And a couple of years ago, I decided to go out on my own. So we started this business in February 2020. Not to know that COVID was coming the month after thereabouts. So we've had our challenges, but we're still here 2 years later, which is really, really good. I was looking for an opportunity for us to do, because I've worked within the industry a long time. I worked for Waco for for 10 years. A lot of you might have even bought a fridge off me when I was at Waco. I was with MSA 4x4 for 5 years. Then my dad got really sick with cancer, and I don't have brothers and sisters, so I had to nurse my dad till he passed. And I was looking for an opportunity for me to do. And I went to SEMA in America to the big automotive show. And I walked right past these OBD2 scanners and thought, is it really what I want to do? And I got half an aisle away, and then I realized over the last 12 months prior, I carried a borrowed OBD2 scanner because personally, we got caught out several times with limp modes, engine lights. We got caught up in the Outback in 2017. I drive a Prado, by the way, don't hold that against me. It's almost a Land Cruiser. I love my Prado. I love my Prado. I've had 6 of them, so I've got to love them. So we got stuck in the Outback in 2017. We had 10 hours on the side of the track. I'd rolled my ankle that morning, so I could barely walk. My partner was making noodles and dinners and stuff at the back of the car. And we're lucky enough we had a sat phone with us, so we had help talking to us, which was great. So the flat top got to us at 11:30 at night, and then we had another 4-hour drive in the tow truck. And we set up our Oz tent in this greasy car park at Yulara at Esrock Automotive to work out that it was a sensor glitch. That if I had a scanner with me, if I had one of these guys with me, I could have plugged this into my OBD2 port. Now, who here doesn't know what an OBD2 port is? Over here, yep, a few of you. Okay. From 2006 in Australia for petrol, 2007 for diesel, it was a requirement that every vehicle had an OBD2 port under the steering wheel of their car. Now, you're not really going to be able to see it, but underneath your steering wheel of your cars, all of our cars, we have an OBD2 port. And it's what the Toyotas and the Nissans and whatever, the mechanics would plug into the car to see what's actually going on with your vehicle. So it's an OBD2 port. America's had it since 1996. So you'll see on some of our literature available from 1996, but Australia, we were well and truly behind. Europe, I think, were 2004. But having one of these guys here to plug into my OBD2 port to actually see what's going on with my vehicle. Now, who's heard of Ron Moon here? I'm guessing a lot of you would have heard of Ron Moon. Ron's a bit of a legend for me. Ron did a big write-up in Full Drive Australia, I think last year. He got stuck in the Simpson Desert with a limp mode. That's not the place you want to get a limp mode, in the middle of the Simpson. He carried our 9000 unit. The one I got here is the Toyota one, but he had our 9000 unit and he plugged it in. The 9000 is a universal scanner. So it'll do Nissans and Amarocks and Patrols and all of our Toyotas as well. It came up with an air filter problem. And so he was able to go, oh, okay. So he got his air compressor out, his blower, he blew out the filter, cleaned this, cleaned that, got rid of the limp mode and continued on. Now, it was the average punter out there who didn't have the ability to see what's going on with the vehicle. It would have been the big MAN coming out of Birdsville to pull him out. So I can't stress enough the importance of these things here. Who here has full drive in the Portland Sand Dunes? A few of you? Okay. Last November, our club was in the dunes and one of the guys had a Ranger, a Ford Ranger. And we were taking photos and I saw them do a recovery. So I went across. I said, Michael, you all right? And he goes, oh, I'm stuck. Yeah, okay. And you could smell the pungent odor of transmission oil. And I said, have you got it in full drive? And he goes, yeah. I said, you've got no drive. I reckon you've done your tranny. So anyway, I said, turn her off. I plugged in the 9000 and it came up with 5 transmission codes. So we were able to record those codes for his mechanic. So it had overheat transmission fluid. It had 5 different codes. But at that point, we couldn't restart his car. So those of you who've done the dunes, the reason I asked if you've done them, if you've got a dead car in the middle of those dunes, as a full drive club without power steering, without drive, it'd be almost impossible to recover. So we plugged in the 9000 unit. Looks a bit similar to this. I keep talking about 9000 because it has been our most popular unit. We plugged in the 9000. I cleared the codes. It actually allowed us to start the vehicle up in limp mode, which meant we had power steering, which meant we could pretty much recovering. It took a while. The next morning, his car and his caravan went back to Melbourne on a flat top. I brought Michael and Susan back to Melbourne in my car. At the end of the day, if he didn't have that scanner with him in the sand dunes, he would have been really stuck because we couldn't recover. It would have been a very costly recovery for someone to go out there and get a dead vehicle off the dunes. 3 weeks later, $8,000 later, we're traveling up to the high country. We're going to camp at King Hut. We've got halfway up, I guess, telephone station junction there. He's on the radio. I'm overheating really badly. Oh, really? Okay. So we pulled his grill off because we thought we'll try and get more airflow because he had a bigger transmission cooler. We thought, you know, his car would be fine. And I'll explain why he was having all these troubles in a moment. But we took his grill off. We got around to King Hut, seemed to be okay. I was running a night drive up to Craig's Hut that night, and it was really quiet up there considering it was COVID craziness. It was actually quite quiet up there. Anyway, he got to the bottom of the monument, got on the radio, says, Trev, he says, I can't go, I'm coding up. Said, park her up, I'll get everyone up to the top, I'll come back down monument, pick you up, take you back up to Craig's, because I didn't want him to miss out. It was really nice. Anyway, we got him back to camp that night. We plugged in the scanner, but it was actually coming up an intercooler problem. And it wasn't transmission. I said, Michael, this is intercooler. And the beauty of having this gives you knowledge. It allows you to know what's going on with your vehicle. So we went around the front of his car. His grill is off, so it's kind of easy. So he's fiddling around. On the front of a Ranger, there's a terminal with a wire on the right-hand side of the intercooler. Michael's gone, click. So we must have, when we took the grill off, we must have dislodged that wire. At that point, his vehicle was going to come back to Melbourne and get on a flat top because we couldn't get it out of limp. Once again, having the scanner there gave us the ability to get rid of that problem. It told us where the problem was. We could fix it up on the spot in the high country. So I can't stress enough the importance of carrying an OBD2 scanner. When I discovered these in America, they didn't have an Australian distributor, and the European distributor was on the stand, and I had to talk to Nick. We had a coffee, and he said they're really good, da-da-da. And I just thought, from personal experience, how many people in our four-wheel drive community, people traveling up and down the East Coast, going wherever, towing a caravan or a camper, that have been caught out on the side of the road with a simple sensor glitch that could have stopped their whole trip, when the simplicity of carrying an OBD2 scanner is important. Now, a lot of guys we have one in our range as well, the little phone ones, the little dongle ones, the Bluetooth ones. They're great, but the downside to the Bluetooth ones, if you are in an area where there's no internet, like our high country, like out in the middle of the dunes at Portland or in the middle of Simpson like Ron was, the dongle ones require the app to go into Google to pull out the cause of the code. So the little Bluetooth ones will tell you P0051 or whatever it might be, but it won't give you the actual cause. And that's the secret to the knowledge of having a decent unit that tells you the cause. Now, these complement something like an ultra gauge or a scan gauge, because a scan gauge, for a lot of you guys who are towing, it will give you your automatic transmission temperatures and whatever. The scan gauge and ultra gauge won't give you the cause of the problem. Certainly it'll bring up P0051 or P0040, but it won't tell you the problem. So you can't self-diagnose on the side of the track. So the reason we got in, we're 2 years down the track now. We've just introduced the new Toyota scanner. This has been really exciting for us. For those who are mechanically minded, this unit here will do service resets, it'll do pilot learning, it'll do injector compensations. For a lot of you, you won't know what that is because I'm the guy in the workshop who looks for a left-handed screwdriver. I don't know what exactly it is. But for the mechanically minded, the Toyota scanner is absolute gold. It's become really popular. For the first time, we've actually done our own boxes. So we're still AutoFix Australia. It's still our product, but this is a brand new product. It only arrived last month, and it's just been amazing. So many Toyota people. A guy today drove from Miami. Thank you. Moama. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Drove from Moama to Werribee today to buy one of these. So it's getting really, really well known. So if you are mechanically minded, this is definitely the baby for you. The 9000, we call it the Outback 9000. This one here is a universal scanner. You don't have to be a mechanic. Anybody can use it. I can use it. There's no left or right-handed with this. It's kind of easy. It's scroll and enter, scroll, go backwards. It'll save the day at some point because all of these vehicles these days are all relying on computers. And we are getting lots of sensor glitches, O2 sensors, lots of things that'll bring you undone on a trip that you could potentially, like Ron Moon, he was able to fix it up on the spot. So as one full driver to another, I strongly believe that each and every one of us should carry a decent OBD2 scanner. Whether I've given a couple to Ross there for you guys to raffle. I'm going to become a sponsor of the club as well, which is in the things at the moment. I am a Toyota person, so but yeah, I just wanted to talk about these and the benefits of them. Is there any questions?
Trevor, what year, what's the oldest
Yes.
model that will take that
Yes.
unit?
So my partner, this one here, realistically, this is a 9000 because both boxes look a little similar if you're not close. One's got a whole bunch of Toyotas on the back of it. One's got camper trailers and caravans because it's more universal. In Australia, 2006 for petrol, 2000 for diesel. That's the official line. I've had people come in. We've got a little four-wheel drive shop in Werribee. We've got a big customer here. We've had people come in 2005 Hilux, and I couldn't read his real-time data, so I couldn't get his temperatures and his revs and that sort of thing. But he had codes, and I was able to clear the codes with it. The 9000 is the only scanner that will work on an Iveco daily. So that's been a very big thing for us for this unit. When the Iveco daily guys found out there was an actual scanner that will sort out their problem, they sold us out within 2 weeks. We sold 200 units. They just went like that as soon as the word got out to the Iveco guys. So the 9000, in answer to your question, from 2006 officially, but I have had pretty good success a little bit before that. I did a presentation last year during COVID. I think I did it on Zoom. You guys have set up on our webpage a constant discount anyway. You get 10% discount plus free delivery off our website any day of the week. So that's been on there for a long period of time. I've supported you before I was becoming a supporter. So the Toyota one still has OBD2 functionality. Okay, so what I mean by that, later on, if you want to come up and see me on the back of the Toyota, it tells you some of the things that it does. But the first two little boxes, which you guys won't be able to see, it's actually got OBD2 functionality. So in a club environment like we're all in, if you're out on a trip and someone has an Amarok, they've got a Navara, they've got a Ranger or whatever, the Toyota one will do the basic OBD2 functionality. So it'll do their transmission, it'll do their engine, that sort of thing, no problem at all in a club environment. Where it comes into its own, you're looking at the back of it, where it comes into its own, it does all of the Toyota special functions. So this is I would say for the more mechanically minded. The 9000 retails at $259.95. So it's not cattle stations, it's not $700 or anything like that. I can tell you the tow that I got in the Outback in 2017 cost me $1,400. That tow back to Yalara, and they scanned it for $70. And that would have, yes. So one tow, get yourself, think of Ron, and if the MAN had to come out and say Ron Moon, that'd be an article in its own right. I think Ron would be going through hell and high water to find the problem before he got towed. But yeah, so in terms of the Toyota one, it retails at $339.95. So for you guys, you're getting 10% off that price. If you bought off the website, you get free delivery. I've brought a heap with me tonight. If anyone does want one, you're very, very welcome. We have a website and we have a heap in our range. So we've got, I think, we've got Land Rover, we've got Holden, we've got Ford. The Land Rover one actually comes with its own drip tray. So someone gets it. So we've got a Land Rover. Sorry for the Land Rover owners, it's a bit of fun. So we've got the Holden GM, we've got Volkswagen, we do a lot for Amaroks, and with the Ford, I think I've got over, and BMW. And then we've got a whole bunch of other universal scanners. But these, I brought the two at the moment, the two crowd pleasers. The other thing with these, AutoFix give 1 year warranty with the scanners. We started February 2020. We're now in 2022. We haven't had one scanner return, not one ever scanner return. So we made a decision that we will do full lifetime replacement warranty on these. So it's backed by us. It's my business. And we're Australian business. We're over in Werribee. But we'll do lifetime replacement warranty. You won't have an issue with it anyway. They're awesome. They've been really, really good. And like Simon said before, we've got a little YouTube channel. It's growing slowly but surely, but we do some trips and we do product reviews as well. And I'd love you all to have a look at Dirt Road 4x4, and we try to make it real because that's what my little business is about. It's a four-wheel driver to a four-wheel driver. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you having me here tonight, and I look forward to meeting everyone ongoing. I'll probably join the club as well and become a member and contribute best I can. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Trevor. So don't forget Dirt Road 4x4. They're down in Werribee. They do online for people who come on from this side of the West Gate. And my confession for the night is I actually have two OBD2 readers in the Zook off a Y piece. One being the Ultra Gauge and the other one being a Bluetooth dongle. So like I said, I wouldn't travel out back in a modern car without one. Okay, so on to subcommittee reports. Firstly, education and Liz Mills.
Evening, everybody. Welcome to the new committee for this year. Hope you all go well. Firstly, I'd like to thank Bill Black for the great four-wheel drive maintenance course he did last weekend. Always an interesting course with Bill. He makes it fun. So thank you very much, Bill. Now, next course we have running is the tyre repair course. That is full, unfortunately, but I'm sure David will run another one sometime early next year. Waste station, I'm still working on that one. I'm trying to get hold of possibly using, as somebody suggested, a piece of land behind the Yark Hotel, maybe on a Friday, and then people can go up after having their caravans or their cars weighed. Then they can go up and help with the Yark maintenance course. But I'm working on this one. Nobody gets back to me. I leave messages and nothing happens. So it's a work in progress. Right, I've started working on things for next year. First aid course is on the Saturday the 11th and Sunday the 12th at Yark. James always runs a fantastic course, better than anywhere else. And running them now at Yark is fantastic because he can get out and do scenarios in the bush around the property, which makes it much more realistic and more memorable for people if they do have a problem. So look out for that. I haven't got the advert in yet because it's a bit early, but it will come out shortly. And also March 18th and 19th on the Saturday and the Sunday. We're running a couple of courses together. Did this a few years ago and it always worked out quite well. Brad Schaefer, who is a member, whom probably a lot of you will know, he's going to come and do another bush mechanics for me. And while he's doing that, I will run a trip catering and camp cooking course. So it works out quite well. I won't be saying that it won't be just the ladies that want to do the cooking and the men that want to do the bush mechanics. It could be the other way around. Sometimes it's worked out that way. So we're not gender, we're not gender whatever. So look out for that one. There will be an ad out around about the end of the year. I think that's probably about all for me at the moment. Yes, so that's it from me. Thank you very much.
Don't take my notes. I wouldn't know what I'm saying next. Now, driver train, Chris Treble is unavailable tonight, but I believe Senior John Mills has been bedubbed. Thank you, John.
So Chris has given me a written report here, which I will skim through because it's reasonably thing. We had an advanced training course at the end. Oh, that's it loud now, isn't it? At the end of July, 9 participants took part. They all had a good time. I think they all gave a bit of bonding went on, and everyone came away with a lot of extra knowledge. So congratulations to those 9 participants, and your certificates will be in the mail shortly. There's a few more numbers coming in for September. Theory night will be here at the Mulgrave Club on the 13th, with the practical weekend to be held on the 1st of October and the 2nd of October. So if you haven't done your DA, you need to get on. Please do so. It's good that we need to get some numbers up. Okay, so October is course is done. November is coming up, so we need to get people on that. I've been talking to people tonight who have changed vehicle. Don't forget, you can always come back and do a course again. Plenty of room just at the moment, but with the shows coming up, that's going to probably, well, we hope that's going to change. There'll be a whole influx of new members. So if you're an existing member and want to do a course, put your hand up quickly to get on the next couple of months before other people start booking in. That's it. So there's only 2 more courses this year. So think about that one too.
Welcome, President Eric, to the stage.
Evening, everybody. Thank you, Simon, for that wonderful introduction. Yeah, congratulations on the new committee. Look forward to working with you for the next 12 months again. At the moment, Fall Drive Victoria, we were going further forward with the new training facility that DWELP have given us at Talangi. DWELP look like have offered us a building in Talangi to use for our use for training and all that sort of thing. We still haven't finalised the arrangements, but by and large, it's a fantastic building. It's actually the Forest Discovery Facility, which was built, architecturally designed and built. It's been sitting idle for 10 years. And it's got a cafeteria in there. It's got huge public toilets, showers, all that sort of thing. So trainees for that can go up there and camp there and shower there and so forth. But more to the point, we put forward the second presentation of buying a building for Four-Wheel Drive Victoria and the clubs. So we've got $1.2 million in the bank, and it's burning a hole in our pockets. So we want to invest it in bricks and mortar. We're looking at buying a factory and converting it into an office and meeting hall and so forth, and various other applications towards that building. So that was the major focus on what we presented on Saturday last week. But at this moment in time, it's very positive. All the clubs that were there, some of them said that we were too conservative in the way that we were going to put half of our money into this facility and try and seek money out of some of the clubs. But that's about where we're going at the moment. Thank you.
There you go, mate. You got your round of applause. Okay. No, he does a sterling job with Four-Wheel Drive Victoria. We're very happy to have him on board there. Okay, so next one is the TLCCV WA Gathering of 2022. And we welcome back to the podium, Mr. John Mills. Thanks, John.
Not much to report. We had our Zoom last night, so that was a pretty positive thing. We had a bit of a sort out. Neil's taken on a bit of a role, or a big role, in trying to coordinate people travelling together, and that's been really good. So we should have some fun. That's pretty much it now until we're sort of now winding down to the actual event. So any other queries? You know where I am. Thank you.
Moving on from there, next one is Alison Williams and Geelong. Thank you, Alison.
Thanks, Simon. Hello, everyone. We had a great social at One Day Estate in Curlewis, and a few guys came down from up this way, and I think they had a really good time as well. Luckily, we had good weather. They had a really good outdoor area with a big gas tank with a hole cut in the side as their outdoor fire, which was amazingly effective. Our guest speaker had COVID, so we had to make do with some videos at our last meeting. So ARB will be our guest speaker next month. And everyone's welcome to come along. The meeting is on Tuesday the 6th. Our next social activity will be on Sunday, September the 11th. So keep a lookout for that. We have fun and you're all invited. Thanks, Simon.
Now, what Alison didn't allude to is she's just been reappointed as Geelong president, so congratulations. Rightio. Okay, so moving on from Geelong, next up is Yark and Brian. Could everyone please welcome Brian to the podium? Welcome, Brian.
Thanks, Simon. Evening, everyone. Got a few more heads in here tonight. It's starting to look good. Yes, okay, our maintenance weekend is this weekend. So any of you who aren't going to assist at the four-wheel drive show, come up to Yark and give us a hand up there. Already got 16 people that have booked in. Most of those are our regular ones, but we can always do with a few more. I've got Greg Lucas, our local Bobcat operator. He's coming in to do a few bits and pieces around the property, a few truck maintenance and what have you. We've also got on Friday, we've got a truckload of gravel coming in. Gary Holt's organised that. It's a grade B gravel, and we're just going to sort of put it there so that we've got it to put in the holes, fill up this and fill up whatever along the way. And we also got on Saturday night, for those who are going to be there, we're having a pizza night. So there'll be cooking pizzas and what have you. That's already underway or being organised, and there will be a donation of to cover the costs for all the materials and what have you. And it's something else that Gary Holt's organising. So he's probably not here tonight because he's too busy organising all of those things behind the scenes. So it's good. Yeah, we've got some more. We're still doing a bit of planting, and we're looking at the area where the Bergen and that was taken out, because we've got a lot of wattles that are growing up, and we're putting guards around them. And there's also quite a lot of native things. Alison can recognise these native things. They're like weeds to the majority of us, but we're told they're not weeds. Yep, and we're still awaiting the report from the land care facilitator that we're getting in to give us some ideas on how to control some of the stuff that we've got up there. But he's been pretty busy. Plus he's had COVID, and yeah. So we've just got to wait for that, for him to come in. Yeah, come up and have a great weekend with the rest of the team. We have a good social evening on the Saturday night. So with the pizzas, who knows where we're going to go with all of that. Michael's got some photos to show, so we'll go with that.
So Helen's going to tell you all about socials coming up. Thank you, Helen.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Now, bookings for our dinner and movie night on the 28th of August is still open. Unfortunately, the cinemas do a weekly thing with the movies, so we won't know what movies are on until the 22nd of August. So what we'll do is let you know, and we'll email anyone that's registered. Will get an email from us. Now, also, what we want you to do is have an early session in the afternoon and then have dinner afterwards. So probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock, we can have dinner. Movie tickets are $12.50 per person. We can get them at a cheaper price. And the dinner your dinner will be ordered separately, so you'll pay separately. It won't be this problem with who's paid for what. And also, we want to do different locations, so we give everyone all over Melbourne a bit of a chance to come to one of our events. We're going to do this, this one is going to be in Doncaster Shopping Town. And anyway, please register, and we'd love to see more of you coming to the night, and have a good night. Thank you.
Thanks, Helen. Now, those who are on the Facebook would have seen the live video, and those who aren't on the Facebook would have missed out on some hilarious footage from the previous event that Grace and Helen had run. There was a certain dance off, and there might have been a similarly hairy bloke over there dancing his absolute shoes off, let me tell you. We saw on the live video. You got some moves there, Brian. Well done, mate. He won. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. He was your partner for the night? Oh, Alison was his partner. Okay. Well, don't judge. Okay. All right. Now, special events. Sandra Tanner's not available tonight. Do we have Steve Smith? See, oh, there you are. I wonder where you were, mate. I couldn't see you there before. So welcome Steve Smith to the stage. And he's going to tell us all about special events for the Melbourne 4x4 show coming up. I'm sure everyone is emptying out their credit card balances to enjoy the shopping experience there. And I'll be there on Sunday morning. And I hope to see you all there. Right, Steve. There you go, mate.
So 4x4 shows this weekend. We've got 6 volunteers for each session, should we say? Some people are doing all day, some people are doing morning, some people are doing night, afternoon. You're doing a morning, I believe. We've got drivers that are going to pick. We've got apparently a Series 300 and a Prado Kakadu. Oh, I think it was only 2. Yeah. So so we've got drivers that are going to pick them up, and driver taking them there. And we organise taxis for them to get the cars back. And, yeah. So if anybody's here that's coming, don't forget to wear your shirt or get your name badge at least. If you haven't got a shirt, you can buy one. So we'll look like we're in a club. We're outside of the Grand Pavilion. Just south of the Grand Pavilion on the grass on our own, quite near the ARB stand. So, so if you're there, come and find us. I think that's everything.
It really is a great thing volunteering for the even if you're not rostered on, if you want to slide past. I know what happened to me a couple of years ago. I turned up to said, oh, there's a club stand as I was walking through looking for bargains. And I walked in to say good day to somebody, and next thing I know, I think we'd signed about 3 people between us all, and it was 2 hours later. So but it was just catching up with mates and explaining to new friends what the club was all about. Okay, trip convener. Now, I understand Viv Gardner is unwell. Do we have one of the subcommittee people from trips? Sharon? Sorry, 0 notice, I know. 0 notice. I'll do that sometimes and just brace for impact, really. Thanks, Sharon.
Hi, everyone. Zero notice, so I really don't know anything about any new upcoming trips. Viv is asking all the trip leaders to please put your hand up for some more trips to go online. I know I've got a couple ready to go. So if there's any trip leaders in the room, put your hand up. If you got room, you got trips coming up? Yes, yes, couple over there. So yeah, so get your trips in because there's people waiting to do them. Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon. I promise to do that to you at some stage later on this year too, so you'll be fine.
Also, we've also got busy working in the background for next year's anniversary weekend away.
Yep.
Everyone, all the trip leaders are putting in trips for that weekend. So there's going to be lots of interesting trips to do around Mount Buffalo and Mount Beauty and huts and lookouts and yeah, lots of fun coming forward.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe Tony Middleditch is coordinating that, doing an absolutely fabulous job, as only Tony Middleditch can do. You'll be dotting those I's and crossing those T's, let me tell you. Okay, so now we have a video. Get David to put it up on the screen and last call for the raffle. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want, and I'll be over this way.
Nuclear trials were performed at the Montebello Islands in Western Australia in 1952 and 1956. At Emu on the Anbadell Highway, Totem 1 and Totem 2 were both fired from towers. Daisy Bates lived in a tent for 17 years at the United Aborigines Mission by the Uldee Soak. Section 400 at Maralinga was identified by surveyor Len Bedell as an ideal permanent site for British atomic tests in Australia. Maralinga means thunder in the language of the Garrig people. At Maralinga in the 1950s, the British government built permanent accommodation and work buildings at Maralinga for a staff of up to 2,000 people. Sadly, there are only 7 of the original structures from the 1950s left. Maralinga had its own water treatment plant and captured water from the airport apron stormwater drains into Loch McHugh. During Operation Brumby, contaminated staff were kept in this rear section of the vehicle.
This well was dug in 1879 by hand by William Teakins. All nuclear devices at Maralinga and Emu were exploded on 31-metre towers, except for Marku, ground level, Kite, an airdrop of 150 metres, and Taranaki, a balloon borne at 300 metres. Many rockets like these were fired into the mushroom clouds. These anchors were to hold the nuclear bombs' balloons stable.
Now John wants to say a couple of words about it. Over to you, John.
I've been told to come and do this one. I thought I'd be sneaky. It was because a lot of you guys who are going to WA in October for the October thing will be going past this. It's only a few, 100 kilometres or so off the main drag. You'll go right past it. You need to book in before you get there, but it's really interesting to go. If you've never been to one of the nuclear sites in Australia, this is one you can get to. The trip that they run, they take around the bus, is very informative, lots of knowledge, real good stuff. So if you've got a chance to go, go.
So next up, we have Rob Laversha talking about the webmaster portfolio as Laurie's away. Thanks, Rob. And he will also move with Cruisacana as well.
Thanks, Simon. Hi, everyone. Hiding away here in the background. Can't really see who's in the room. So webmaster, yeah, Laurie's traveling at the moment. He is in constant touch. He's pretty well organised, either standard phone or sat phone, and I've got his pager as well, so we can stay in touch. So I think everything's going pretty okay on the website. So Cruisacana, the Cruisacana's on. Hopefully people have seen the announcement on Facebook that we're actually started opening up for entries. So that happened just a few days ago. So we're going to probably be promoting it a little bit more via email out to all the previous competitors. It's been over 2 years since we last ran the event, so we're all a bit rusty, but there has been a lot of prep done. So looking forward to those members who are either not in WA or can make it back in time to put an entry in. Be good to see some club members. There is a discount for the club members. We've got an early bird special running. Go to the club page, click on the Cruiser Kana menu, and you can enter from there. And as always, we're looking for some volunteers too. So there'll be a few new members who probably heard the word Cruiser Kana, but perhaps don't know what it is. So David, if you could cue up the video. This is a video of the last Cruiser Kana that we ran in 2019. So have a look. This demonstrates the events. Thanks.
Is what was standing on top of the hill? Which one?
The one with orange hair.
This is your first time at Cruiser Kana?
Sure is.
So you're going to beat the old boy or what? Hey?
Bloody oath.
Really? Good, show him up. But then he's navigating you, remember, so he can get it wrong for you.
First one.
So how are you guys going? What do you think of the navigation trial?
Never again. A little tricky. A little tricky.
Okay. So who struggled more, the navigator or the driver?
The navigator. I think it's harder for the navigator than the driver. They feel more pressure.
Yeah. No, you struggled though. Like, I'm like, which way?
So you've injured one of the cones, Michael. What have you got to say about that?
Oh, did I? Speak to my navigator.
So how'd you go?
Well,
pretty good.
The first one, the dashboard copped it.
He was concentrating so hard.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone concentrate as hard as you.
just to finish off there, it's probably the biggest event that the club actually runs in terms of bringing the club members together. We usually have about 80 club members helping, and there's another 40 odd people from various other clubs who are competing. So yeah, great event. Looking forward to finally being able to run it again. So please let us know if you can make it. Thanks very much. Thanks, Simon.
Now, I do have some unfortunate news, some very sad news. John Turbo Turnbull has passed away. For those who know him, and most of them will. He was a member for 37 years. Okay, but not only that, he was a contributing member. He was a president for 2 terms in between 91 and 93. Now, if you remember back that far, if you remember back then, that's when the contract was signed for the property. He's been a life member, and that was awarded in 1999. So recognised by the whole membership. He was also a John Whitney Photographic Award winner in 1999 as well. He also served in 2011 as the 4-wheel drive Victoria president. There's barely a thing that John hasn't been involved in over the years. He oversaw construction of Old Blue, the special events trailer. He assisted or ran numerous national gatherings. And in most of them, he was sourcing the prizes, either from sponsors or occasionally out of his own pocket. He's a great loss to the TLCCV community. There's a write-up on him in the magazine, which I'd like you to all read. It's an electronic version, of course. It reads like a how to be the best Land Cruiser Club member. Really, it does. He was a great contributor over the years he was a member. Like I said, he'll be sadly missed. He's survived by his wife, Maureen. They wanted a private funeral. That's why it wasn't advertised in membership about the funeral proceedings. And like I said, he was a great club man, and he was a great human. He'll be sadly missed by everyone, I'm sure. Thank you for all your attention this evening. Thank you for going reasonably easy on me. And one final thing, it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Good night.